Hi everybody, John Cottrell here of MBODY Yoga, and this is Soft Flow Yoga. Thanks for joining me. In this practice, we're just going to go through a simple flow, but we're going to feature side plank pose. Let's begin in seated. Sit up nice and tall. Feel the lengthening of your spine. And as you inhale, just feel the breath rising upward to fill your lungs. Very expansive feeling. Then exhale, letting it go. One more time like that. Just breathing in, just getting reconnected with breath. Now, on the next inhale, we'll feel the breath rising upward, filling up the lungs. On the exhale, as you're able, drawing your belly button in towards your spine to engage the abdominal lock, or Uddiyana Bandha, the abdominal lock. A nice core strengthening position and feeling. Also a feeling of centering, connecting deeply. And the sensation of engaging the abdominal muscles will help us in our side plank pose sequence. Let's do that again. Full breath in. Exhale, draw belly button in, connect. A few more breaths like this. Good. Just keep that breath flow as we now make our transition. We're going to come to hands and knees just to warm up the spine and the pelvis. Certainly you're welcome to use a blanket for a little extra padding here for your knees and your hands. And just continue that same breath flow as we now inhale, creating the back bend of cow. Exhale, round it out. So as you inhale, just feel the pelvis tip back, the belly drops. We create that back bend. Heart opens, filling up the lungs with breath. Chin lifts. Exhale, tuck the pelvis under. We're still engaging the abdominal lock as we round the back, and the belly button is drawing up in this case, towards your spine, chin to chest. And just a few more breaths like this. Warming up the spine. Warming up the hips, just getting some good mobility through these parts of the body. Let's take one more breath. And after this exhale, continue breathing, but just come to a neutral tabletop posture. Just hold here for a moment, just find stillness, just as you did in seated, finding that connection with breath as you hold still. Let's get prepared for downward facing dog. If you are using a blanket here or any other pad, let's set that to the side and come back to hands and knees, and let's set up our bodies. Like to step the hands forward. So we can get the wrists out from underneath the shoulders here. Spread out your fingers pretty wide, getting a stretch between each finger. And then lean into your hands. Press your palms flat into your mat until you feel the lengthening of your arms, the strength in your arms. And we'll be using this sensation, of course, as we get into plank pose, that sense of steadiness and strength in the upper body. Go ahead and tuck your toes. Let's do one more cat-cow. So inhale into your cow. Exhale, cat. Hold cat. As you now lift your knees and simply float your hips into the air while your head and chest dip and sink between the arms. Make any necessary adjustments to help you fully arrive in your pose. Just making sure your palms still feel flat, pressing firmly into the floor. Strong, straight arms to help stabilize the upper bodies. Also keep a good knee bend here in your down dog. That way your hips will continue to lift as it helps to lengthen through the torso. Let's take a few steps forward until your feet are flat on your mat. And if you need to, just slide your fingertips towards your toes and just hold for a moment in a simple standing forward fold. Then we'll come to standing. So shift your weight into your heels, bend your knees to lower your hips like you're sitting into a low chair. Start lifting up our body. This should free the hands because you're creating a little sense of balance here. So you can place your hands on thighs, push into thighs just to assist your own body as you stand up tall. And once you are tall, and inhale to extend your arms all the way up. Big stretch, and exhale, arms down to your side. Let's just hold here for a moment. You might even circle your shoulders a few times backward, and a few times forward. Let's go through our flow, adding our side plank pose. We'll take our time. And again, starting in mountain pose, standing near the top of your mat, nice and tall, rolling the shoulders back. To help with that, you can just flip your palms until they're facing forward. Here we go. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Exhale, spread your wings and slowly sit back into an imaginary chair. Your arms will come down. Maybe your hands land at your shins, ankles, maybe your toes. Releasing head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, slide your hands up to your shins, maybe just to below your knees, but only lift up halfway, right here, half forward fold. Exhale, slide down slowly. Bend your knees enough so you can reach the floor with your hands, maybe a little space between your toes and the front edge of your mat. And then walk or step, simple steps to the back end of your mat until we arrive in plank pose. So again, the palms are flat with fingers spread out wide, strong straight arms, and just working to align our shoulders over the wrists. Hips are about shoulder level. So we're in plank pose. Let's take a shortcut to down dog. So with your exhale, bend your knees and then send your hips into the air. Again, arriving in downward facing dog. Make some adjustments with the feet and hands if need be. Let's go through a warrior sequence here. We'll inhale, extend right leg up, reaching long, still pressing hands firmly into the floor. Keep your arms straight and strong. Exhale, let's step right foot to the top of the mat, or really just let it land behind the right wrist here. You're going to turn that back leg to get the whole foot on the floor. Be sure to shift your weight back into that foot so it feels like you're standing on 2 feet. I'd like to rise to fingertips here to help begin the extension of spine. Climb up the body, maybe to thigh here. Extending through torso, and then finish rising. We'll be in warrior one. We'll just hold here for just a moment just to arrive in the posture. Good extension in the arms, lunging here. Let's breathe in and exhale, turning to your left, bringing arms down to parallel. You're in warrior two, making some adjustments with the feet if you'd like. And just hold here for a moment to arrive in your posture. Nice hip opener. And then a side angle pose. Reaching forward a little bit to angle the upper half of the body. Rotate the arms here so this right hand could land on the thigh or even your forearm. I think I will bring my forearm here so I can go down a little deeper but not too low, so I can initiate the lifting and extension of this left hand straight up, but then eventually overhead, like so. So I feel a lengthening through the side of the body. Now you certainly could go much lower, where this right hand reaches the floor, but this is a good variation for our soft flow practice. Let's breathe in, exhale, a bit of a lift so I can easily turn, free the hands, bring the hands down to the floor, rise up onto tiptoes here, so you're in a runner's lunge briefly, hands press firmly into the floor, so you can slide right foot back into plank pose. Now we're going to side plank right away. Let's do a variation. Let's bring the right knee to the floor. You're going to tap this right foot, swing it out to the right side so we have a bit of stability, because we're going to open up sideways, just reopening to the left side of the room, bringing the left hand up into the air. Again, we want this arm to be strong, so I'm still pushing into the earth, flat palm, strong straight arm, left hand reaching up. There's our variation of side plank. You can even take this left arm overhead just to keep that mobility through the shoulder and some strengthening or stretching through the left side of the body. Let's breathe in and exhale. I'm going to bring this left hand back down to the floor. Let's bring the left knee to the floor. Bring this right foot back in, and you'll end up on hands and knees back to that cat-cow formation. So let's just do 2 breaths, cat-cow. Inhale, cow. There's our back bend. Exhale, round into cat. One more. Let's go ahead and hold cat pose. Tuck toes. Again, make sure hands are pushing firmly into the floor. Keep that energy in the arms so you can float your hips into the air. There we are. Arriving. Make the necessary adjustments. And we'll do the same thing other side. Inhale, extend left leg into the sky. Good reach. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat or just simply behind the left hand here. Once you've landed, we'll turn right heel to the floor. Shift weight back. Plant that foot, find that balance. Walking the hands back will help. Rise to fingertips to begin the initial rise. Climb up the leg, hands to mid-thigh here, finishing that extension of spine, and then we'll finish standing, arriving in Warrior One. Reaching high, lunging low. Feel the sensations here. Good energy in the shoulders, your arms. Left thigh, right hip flexor. Let's breathe in. Exhale, turn to your right. Arms come down to parallel. And again, make some adjustments with the feet if you need to. I like to take this pose just slightly wider. There's our Warrior Two. Let's take our side angle variation. Reach out, angled upper body. Maybe just bending this arm 90 degrees so I can bring this forearm down to mid-thigh. Push down into it to help me lift and open. And there's my right hand reaching up initially. Good extension, and then just follow this right hand overhead. Palm kind of flips down. Reaching, stretching, lengthening through the right side. Feels really good. All right, let's get ready for our next side plank pose. Breathing in. Exhale, lifting so I can easily turn, free the hands, bring hands down to the mat, rise up onto tiptoes. There's our runner's lunge, pushing firmly into the floor, energizing the arms, shoulders, and then slide left foot back. There's plank pose. Holding for a moment just to build that alignment and strength. And then we'll set left knee onto the floor, making sure it's directly underneath the hip. Let's make a kickstand by swinging the left foot off to the side. Push into the floor. Don't forget, keeping the left hand firmly planted. And we'll reopen here. There's our side plank pose. The inside left or right edge of the foot is still on the floor here, reaching up. You can stay just like this, or add that side stretch again, reaching overhead. A few breaths. So this is our variation of side plank. So a nice flow, going through these sequences and coming to these stabilizing postures for upper body strength, also helping the abdominal muscles, in this case the obliques here. Let's breathe in, exhale, careful return to the earth with the right hand. We'll bring the right knee to the floor, bring kickstand back in. One more cat-cow, maybe 2 breaths. And if you'd like, just for a bit of a dynamic, let's do a full side plank pose both sides. So here's how we'll do it. Finishing our cat-cow, come to a neutral tabletop posture. I'm going to re-extend the legs, come back up onto toes for plank pose. Now I'm going to be balancing on my right hand. So I'm going to slide my right foot towards left foot so I can kind of tip and swing over to the outside edge of my right foot here, stacking the legs, turning open. Now what helps in this posture is to be sure that the legs are absolutely straight. If they're bent, you're going to lose stability and fall. And you're lifting this hip up towards the ceiling. And if you're going to fall, because I can feel my body wavering here, you can step one foot in front of the other. Let's inhale. Exhale, return to our plank pose. Let's just do a quick rest here. Just sit back. That's quite a dynamic movement for the hands and wrists. So not only are you getting some good upper body strength, but also down through the arms, wrists, and hands. All right, let's come back so we can finish. Tuck the toes, lift the knees. There's our plank pose. Sliding left foot to right foot and just kind of swing over until I'm on the outside edge of the left foot. The feet are stacked. Just be aware if your hips are sinking. I'm going to lift this right hip up, reaching up. Again, be sure legs are absolutely straight. And then stack the legs or stagger the legs, pushing the ground away from you with a strong left arm. Let's breathe in and exhale. Careful return to plank pose. Come back down to knees, back to our hero. You can relieve the wrists. So we went through a sequence, went through the variation of side plank, then just finishing with a bit of fire in that full side plank pose, or Vasisthasana. Alrighty, that's our practice. So let's finish in seated. Return to breath. Deep breaths. Just feeling that fire and energy flow through the entire body. Good. And one last movement together. We'll inhale, reach out and up. And exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Taking one more breath in and out. And as we come to the close of our practice together, we bow, saying, Namaste.
Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.